and Banquet 2025 is underway. I'm about 5 hours-ish later than most people. I'm on Eastern Standard Time, so the event started at 1 o'clock. I went ahead and purchased the online store deals. There were 4 of them that gave me 11 Superior Banquet crystals, which was great because the unit requirements to get all the realm events was 19,800, and I only got 18,000 currently. So I was able to drop it down much lower so I can still hit the requirements for all the realm milestones. From what I saw from my friends opening the crystals, these were more than worth it, so I was going to go ahead and get as many as I could right now. On the 23rd, there's going to be additional deals available, so I'm just going to have to wait and see what I get, whether or not they're going to be worth it. So here we've got all the solo milestones, and I was able to get all of those right off the bat. I'm going to be saving the class catalyst selectors until I know exactly who I get at near the end of the event, when I've got no more crystals and no more keys to open. Because ideally, we get to take everybody in the box up to rank 4 with the addition of Absorbing Man and Kingpin in a perfect world, obviously. So it's great. We're getting some more 7-star shards, some more catalysts. The big thing I was excited about was these Awakening Gem shards. I've got a few Awakening Gems stashed, and I'm hoping to be able to awaken everyone that I pull from these boxes, including Kingpin and Absorbing Man. And then we've got another Titan crystal. As far as the Titan and the basic 7-star crystals go, I'm going to be saving those pretty much completely until they start adding those additional rank up materials. I have pretty much everyone that I'd like, and obviously when the new Titan crystal updates will probably be around the time that they dish out those extra rewards. So we're just going to hold on for there. There's no rush on those. The exception will probably be the basic Nexus, just because there's a few champs I'm wanting to dupe. So there's that first key that we're able to get. And then for the realm events, as you can see, I've already qualified for the max that they have available. However, the entire realm hasn't caught up. So even though I've met the requirements to hit everything at every level, as a whole, the community needs to climb up more in points. So once again, we're going to be waiting on those class catalyst selectors, because I have no idea who I'm going to want at the end of the event. And then the Alliance milestones, I went ahead and claimed those off screen, trying to make sure that we don't leak any Alliance scores. So the Alliance total milestones was for each individual to score 13,600 points. That comes out to about 34 Superior Banquet crystals. You get 300 for purchasing and 100 for opening. So where I purchased so many already, I think I was already at over 100 by the time I started claiming all these rewards. I was more than good for that. Same with the solo milestones. That requirement was 16,400 points, which is 41 Superior Banquet crystals. And then the realm event was 26,400 points. So I've already qualified for all of those already. So now all that's left is to enjoy these. As is tradition, whenever I have a large stack of crystals, I'll spin one and then pop the remaining ones. These actually came with multiple rewards where you get 5 different prizes. And out of the main prizes, you get a chance at the Gala and the Jubilant crystals, which are the ones that I'm pretty excited about. Obviously, the Gala ones will give us a chance to get those champions out of the box without using a key. And then the Jubilant crystals have their own crystal pool. And we'll be spinning all those that we open later. Prize 2 is crystal shards, whether it's 7-star basic or the Titan shards. Prize 3 is Catalyst drops. I'm always excited to get more Tier 6 basic or Tier 3 alpha. Prize 4 is relic based, and I'm really hoping to get enough Tier 2 celestial alloys so that I can take a 6-star relic, being the Venom the Duck relic, to rank 5. I don't think I have enough class alloy, so I'll need to get 2 more cosmic of those before I can rank them up. But those Tier 2 celestial alloys are the biggest hump by far. Out of the main prizes, additionally, we have chances at the Tier 4 alpha or the Tier 7 basic. And those are what we need for rank 3, rank 4, and even rank 5, one of these days when we get enough Tier 5 alpha. So we've already got 12 of the Gala crystals. That's looking good. And we got our first Jubilant crystal. Those are really exciting. Those are really juicy. It's like a gift within a gift almost, where you get the superior Banquet crystals, and then you get multiple different options for additional rewards. And this crystal is a grace crystal. So every 15 crystals, you're guaranteed one. And then that counter resets every single time you pull one. So I could potentially get up to about 20, potentially. That'd be pushing the luck, though. I'd be happy with about 15. The Valiant Relics is okay. I've got so many 7-star relics that really the only thing that would help increase prestige would be to duplicate. And the odds of those are low because I don't have that many. The Wave 2 and the Wave 1 I've been splitting almost evenly. So I have between 5 and 8 duplicated from each of the waves. These plus 5 signature stone crystals I think are really juicy. Obviously 6 stones at all are awesome, especially at this level when you're trying to max out everybody that you can. Ideally, I'm going to get to take Scorpion and Hulkling to Sig 200 because they're the ones that need it the most. Valkyrie would need Sig 200 for prestige for sure. And then as far as the Jubilant crystal goes, they send out a message where if you pull the Tier 5 alpha, you'll get 106 stones for your first few times opening them the first couple weeks of January, so that's exciting. So I had misunderstood where the keys were going to be in the crystal, so I kept scrolling through these, hoping to find a key at some point. Those Awakening Gem shards, I was hoping I could climb all the way up to 30,000 at some point. And I know that's a little bit of a stretch, and there's more than enough ways to get them other than that. But right now, we're going to get to open at least 2 of those, which is awesome. We're up to 7 Jubilant crystals. Yeah, I think we'll get about 16, probably 15, 16, something like that total. We're getting more of our Tier 4 basic alloys to help us rank up those relics. Yeah, the Venom the Duck relics are going to be the ticket items. Obviously, it's not possible to take a 7-star to rank 3, and where we already got the gem taking Venom the Duck from 1 to 2. It's not going to happen, and I'm not really gunning to rank up any other 7-star relics until they get to much higher SIG, because I'd hate to just rank up a SIG 20 or 40, and then knowing the odds, they'll never get pulled again, and then I just have to pump SIGs into them whenever I get a chance. So we're looking really solid as far as these Tier 2 alpha goes. I just need a little bit more to get all the way up to 3, and then 24,000 for the Awakening Gem shards, which is great. We're almost to 30 there. And we've got 10 Jubilant crystals. Those are the exciting ones. I'm ready to open those and then a whole bunch of Tier 6 class catalysts, which are going to help us take our champs. I've also got several 1 to 2 and 2 to 3 gems. So the champions that I really enjoy that I would like to save class catalysts on, like Scorpion and Hulkling, and I think I have enough skill because I've been piling up on those expecting Valkyrie because, you're in one of the top prestige alliances in the game, so you have to rank for prestige every chance you get. Plus, I think they're releasing her because they're prepping us for a 7-star Rhino. And there's not a ton of champs that can counter Unstoppable, especially out of the skill class. You've got Chi, and you've also got a few outside of the skill class that can counter Unstoppable through grit, being Dust and Better Ray Bill. I've got Dust rank 4. So I think at this point I was searching for the Jubilant Crystals. I've got no idea where they're at. So I was scrolling through all the basics and pretty much doxing all my crystals that I've been hoarding. Those 7-star stones, I'm going to wait to open those because I'd hate to get them in overflow, decide that I don't want them, and then not be able to use them, which would suck. So they're obviously not here, and I was pretty sure they weren't in the shard crystals, and I was like, yeah, they're probably in special. So we've got 16 of those. Okay, so I was about right, a little more than 16. So these Gala crystals, I'm a little excited about, but knowing the drop rates, I've got such a small chance of getting a 7-star, let alone a 7-star that's brand new. So we'll spin one and then we'll pop the rest, and we'll be happy if we get I think 1 or 2 7-stars will be all right, and that's whether they're new or not. I can always use SIGs on anybody. But yeah, this pool is pretty juicy, where they've got a lot of the champions from the Titan and a lot of the champs, all the champs that are in the box. So yeah, I remember I was staring at the new duplicated converted text up there and getting super excited whenever it said new, because I was like, oh dude, that might be a 7-star. Pretty confident that I had all the 5 and 6-star versions of everybody. Obviously that's not so. I've got Lizard, and we already got the Maker as a 7-star within our first 11 crystals, so I was hopeful. At the same time, I was like, well, I might have expended all my luck already. So you'll see me here start scrolling immediately as soon as I see the new champs. Obviously didn't even get a dupe there for a 7-star, which is okay. I mean, the drop rates are so low, you can't expect too much. Yeah, 2 new right there, scrolling over super fast, only to see that it's Dracula as a 6-star version, which I think Dracula is a little underrated. The way that you can use a heavy into a special and then get that superior dire degeneration effect that ticks down pretty crazy. I enjoy them. I've got them at rank 4, and I'm going to try to sig them up to 200 as I can. You can see there again, I see 3 new champs, and I scroll over and it's just the new Spider-Man. So now we're going to get to what I consider the main event of this opening, which is the Jubilant Crystals, because those are the most juicy. So out of all these drop rates, we have 18% for a full Tier 7 basic, 18% to get a basic Nexus crystal, about 16% to get the Tier 5 Alpha and the 100 SIGs that come along with it, 11% for 10 times of the plus 5 6 stones, so 50 SIGs overall, 10% to get enough shards for a full Titan, which is what we just popped right there, 7% to get a Titan Nexus, 5% to get 2 7-star relics, 3.5% to get a key, 2.25% to get a random awakening gem, 2% to get 20 times of the plus 5 SIGs for any skill or any class. And then we've got 1% for a first appearance Founders Keepers crystal that would be opened at random. That'd be really exciting, really awesome to get. 0.5% to get Punisher. And then 4% to get one of each of the Glorious Guardians, Omega Days, Rebirth, and Heart of Fire crystals. And then 1% to get the trophy group. So out of the trophy group where we have Jessica Jones, Weapon X, Vision, Kang, and Thanos, I have Weapon X and Vision owned, but neither of them are awakened. I've got Jessica Jones, Kang, and Thanos unowned. So I'm definitely taking Jessica Jones if we get a shot at that group. Obviously, that's only a 1% chance, so it's highly unlikely. It's much more likely that I'm going to get that selector to get each of the other groups, where I've got Black Panther Civil War owned but not awakened. I've got Deadpool Weapon X, SIG 20. Sentinel is SIG 140. Medusa is SIG 20. Purgatory is SIG 20. And Sentry is unawakened. Out of the Omega Days group, I've got Mole Man and Quicksilver at SIG 200. I've got Longshot at SIG 20, Corvus at SIG 21 because I used a gem on him. I've got Omega Sentinel, I think at SIG 60. And then Omega Red I have unduplicated. Out of the Rebirth Crystal, I have Night Thrasher unawakened. I have Sabretooth SIG 20. Dr. Voodoo is unowned. And not really wanting him, honestly. I got Anti-Venom at SIG 21, Viv Vision at SIG 200, and then Cull is the one I have owned but unawakened. So I definitely want to unawaken or pick him. So out of the Rebirth Crystals, I definitely pick Soul. And then for Heart of Fire, I've got Nick Fury SIG 20. Apocalypse is unopened. I've got Future Ant-Man at SIG 21 because I used a gem on him. I've got Immortal Abomination at SIG 60, and then Tigra is unawakened. I'm not a big Tigra player, but I know she's phenomenal, and I'm debating whether or not using a gem on her. But right now, I definitely want Cole more than her. So regardless of what we open here today, I'm still heavily considering getting additional materials on the 23rd when the new event drops, or at least the deals get available in the web store. Mostly because I want as many keys as I can possibly get, because I really want Scorpion, Hulkling, Nimrod, and Valkyrie for various reasons. I'm not terribly excited about X-23 or Jane Foster, even though their reworks look great. I've already qualified for one selector for Kingpin and Absorbing Man, and I would love to get another, so I don't have to choose between the two, because I have about equal pull for either. I've got several really good skill champions, rank 4, SIG 200, that do more or less what Kingpin does, that being Mole Man, Crossbones, and Baron Zemo, where they have a pretty good control over debuffs. Obviously, Kingpin with Hood synergy can't be topped, and I've got Hood ranked up and love using him, so it'd be awesome to be able to take him in war. Especially this Big Thing challenge, if we see any crazy science champions on tile 10, like High Evolutionary, it'd be great to just take Kingpin in there and just go ham, purifying everything that he throws at us, except the severe debuffs, obviously. So at this point, I was getting not necessarily frustrated, but annoyed needing to spin all these, knowing that really all I want is a Banquet key or one of the selector boxes. Punisher would be okay, but where they're giving him out as a rank 6 to a few summoners, they're definitely locking him out of Ascension. So they're going to make sure that nobody's able to ascend him for a while. And that will give a chance for, as we're coming out with rank 5s, we can ascend them to be just as powerful as rank 6s. I know one of the people I'm almost definitely going to be ranking up to 5 is Jean Grey. She is my absolute favorite champion in this game. She is by a while. I just enjoy how much utility she has with her protection, with the way she's able to punish purifying debuffs, and just the insane damage she's able to rack up over time, how she's a great Yelena counter. So obviously we're going to take Jessica Jones out of this pool. She's really the only one I can find myself using and or placing on defense. We got a few more of these left to spin, and I've already hit that 1% chance to get the trophy pool, so I'm more than happy with that. Obviously, I was going to take Jessica Jones rather than the Titan Nexus, mostly because if I get the Titan Nexus, it's going to be a situation where I don't even know, if I would get a new champion when I use it, and I'd rather just use the shards anyway, because I've got those like crazy. I think I got close to 200,000 at this point, so 10 Titans saved up, and we're not even 1 month since the pool reset, and I burned through those quick, making sure that I got Lizard, Dracula, and I forget who else I pulled out of the new people that were added, but I've got all of them now, including the new Spider-Man. Frankencastle, that's who it was. That was the other person I drew. We got 3 of these left. I know I would definitely enjoy an Awakening Gem, mostly because I don't want to have to use my generics. I've got a skill, a mystic, and a tech Awakening Gem. So I'm still going to need mutant, science, and cosmic in order to awaken everybody that I pull. And I'll take these tier 7 basics all day. I mean, I think I've got 14 of those now. So more than happy with that. We've got rank 4s for days. I've got 44 rank 4s currently. So the next milestone of 70 is still a little over 20, 24, 26 that I'll still need to rank, which is okay. I'm not in any rush. I saw a post where somebody's already reached that as of today with all the amazing polls. And I think that is the 4th time that I've pulled the Tier 5 Alpha, meaning I'm going to be getting 400 SIGs, 400 generic SIG stones at the end of this event around the 2nd week of January, which I'm stoked about. That might be one of the greatest things out of this event so far for me, before I get that Kingpin selector, and where I haven't opened the keys yet. That suspense is still killing me. I wish they would have made it more like a crystal, where it'd spin out instead of just a box. You click a button and it's like, oop, this is who you got. There's no fun in that. And then we get yet more Titan shards. So I think we have 220,000 now. So 11 Titans that we can open at a later date. Yep, 14 Tier 7 basic. And we've pulled the Tier 5 Alpha 4 times now, which is great. Now, looking at that after all of it's done and seeing that that's all I got was like, man, that's a bummer. I didn't get any of the 7-star relics. So I did, from the Superior Banquet crystals, get a whole lot of the Awakening Gem shards. So I'm going to go ahead and open those because I want to know what I have before I open the boxes to see who I'm getting, right? So I'm going to go ahead and spin these. obviously the goal here is to get Science, Cosmic, or Mutant. Mutant, I really don't care that much about because I'm probably not going to duplicate X23. And I'm not 100% sure about Jane Foster. I know she is top 30 prestige, but where I've got so many of them already, it would only raise me like 3 or 4 points in order to rank him. So we pull Science, so I'm more than happy. That's going to Scorpion, assuming I can get him out of this event, which I'm really hoping I can. I'm thinking somehow I can swing 4 additional keys on Monday. So today we've opened the equivalent of 31,000 units worth of crystals. So that's a little rough, knowing that we've only got 16 Jubilant crystals. We got no keys. We got none of the first appearance crystals. And we got no awakening gems out of that. And all we got to rely on is these 2. So now I've got 2 of these mystics, so I can use 1 for Absorbing Man and 1 for Jane Foster. So I guess that's sold. That's who I'm getting. And then we're going to go ahead and open these to see if we can get any additional duplications so we can save those as well. I'll take Sigs and Anti-Venom any day. What I'm really hoping for is a dupe on Hitmonkey, Soul Obsidian, Sentry. I believe I don't have duplicated, so that'd be ideal. We get Hitmonkey. Let's go. Okay, you know what? I don't care. All of these are worth it now. We got that Hitmonkey dupe. He's probably going to rank 4 now that he is duplicated. I wasn't going to use a gem on him, but I was going to make sure that I gave him what he's worth. So I also want to dupe Soul. Apocalypse, I forgot. I want to duplicate. And then Tigra. Obviously, I'd love to just not have to use a gem on her. So I guess that's what I'm torn between, is using that gem on Jane Foster or Tigra. Obviously, Tigra will be much better for me if I learn how to play her. But Thor is Prestige Alliance. Who knows? I'll talk with my officers and see what they want me to do. Should I pull Jane Foster? And now we got the box. Out of all of these, I'm most excited about Hulkling and Scorpion, with Nimrod and Valkyrie close behind. You just tap the button and it immediately spits it out for you. And we got Hulkling. Dude, let's go. Now all we got to do is wait and see if we can get a Cosmic Awakening gem. Because I'd prefer not to use any generics on this event. And then we got Nimrod. Hey, you know what? I'm happy with that. I don't have a crazy amount of techs at rank 4, but, I'm happy. These are the 3 new champions that we got from this event. I'm pretty sure I'm going to rank up every one of them, but not until the end of the event, because we might get additional rank up materials. Obviously, I've got a bunch of the Tier 6 class catalysts that I haven't claimed or opened yet. As you can see, I'm stacked on skill, waiting for Valkyrie. And then everything else is about 4 or 5, which I'm fine with. Anybody I want to rank, I've got more than enough to claim, and I'll be all right. And then we've got 15 Tier 4 Alpha Catalysts. Yeah, so we're stacked. And we've still got 3 1-2, 3 2-3, and 1 3-4 gems. And then we've got all these Awakening gems as well. So we're stacked, we're loaded, we're feeling good. We're going to wait till Tuesday to open the rest of what we got. It's going to be a good time. I appreciate you guys sticking around for this opening with me.